Pushing harder worked, you wouldn't feel the way that you do. Burnt out, conflicted, like you're second guessing yourself, like you're being pulled in a million different directions, or you're spinning your wheels and not going anywhere. And it's not for lack of putting in work, because you are. There's just something that's not clicking. And it's not that you're not motivated either. You're probably just exhausted from pushing hard and putting so much pressure on yourself or towards that thing that you're not really aligned with. We put that pressure and we try harder because we feel stuck. And it's not because we're lacking discipline, and it's not for our lack of a drive. We usually are avoiding. We push harder to avoid setting boundaries, to avoid disappointing others. I hate disappointing anybody else, especially if it's disappointing them versus you. You gotta start disappointing them and put you first. I know it's a hot take, but it's important because you show up differently to the world when you start choosing you. And we're afraid in avoiding saying no to paths that don't fit us anymore. That would mean that we might also have to open up a door, and that's unknown. We don't necessarily know what's behind that. We might have an idea, but that's uncomfortable, and we like to stay comfy. We often feel stuck and we push harder because we're missing clarity, right? And so we push harder to fill in that gap. And when we do that, we're overriding ourselves. You're overriding your intuition and your judgment and being present and living in the present. And when you continuously put effort into something that you're not aligned with, that's when you're going to continue with that burnout, with, turning of the wheels, with that conflicted energy, or feeling like you're being pulled in a million different directions. And it's harder to create aligned change. You really can't if you're not thinking about it from a place you're not fully inhabiting. If you're not there, if you don't have that investment, you can't make that aligned change to start going that way. When you want to avoid it, stay over here. So the question isn't, how can I press harder? How can I put more pressure on this to force it to move? You don't need force. Maybe you need to stop avoiding and ask yourself, what is it that I am avoiding? What am I avoiding choosing? What boundaries am I avoiding setting? What am I avoiding letting go? Confidence is going to grow when you respond honestly to what's true now. What are the facts now? Not in the future, not in the past, right in front of you. And that's uncomfortable, but I know you have it in you. And bold action is going to come from clarity once you do and are honest with yourself. And that is going to create more self-trust, not from pushing harder, not from more pressure. Remember, it's information, it's feedback. It's not a personal failure. So what if that stuckness isn't telling us to fight or feel guilty? What if it's just that? It's just information that we need to tune into, lean into. And what would change if you trusted yourself enough to move differently, to stop pushing so hard and putting so much pressure? Come on, what would change? Okay, bye.